asked him, I think last week, I asked him for the first time when you're going to make a decision or announcement. So he said, well, Thursday on the 20th. So I think we're going to do it on the 22nd, which is, our number, because I'm born on the 22nd of March, and he wears number 22, and I wear 22. So I said, well, school getting ready to let out, so you want to be around your classmates and your teammates. Like I said earlier, that was his decision.
You never said, like, what school? Like, where?
No, he never said.
You wouldn't ask him?
No, I wouldn't even ask him. Jabari's just, if he wanted to talk about it, we'll talk about it. If not, we won't talk about it.
Did you have any preference on where you wanted?
Well, when everybody else found out.
No?
Yeah, just now.
He didn't tell you?
No.
Did you have any program in mind that you wanted them to go to?
All of them was great program. Coach Billy Donovan in Florida, great program. Coach Izzo's great program. Coach from BYU, Coach Pope, Coach Johnny Dawson, Coach K. I mean, they all was great programs. He could fit in. Jabari just wanted to play. He want to win the national championship, of course, but and also, he's going to graduate from college. All the schools that he picked, they was great schools.
How long do you think leaving after
We don't know. That's something that he has to decide whether or not. The one thing we know as a family, he's going to graduate from college.
Assuming his foot heals like it should, you think he's good enough to be a one and done?
Yeah, it's a possibility. I'm sure, being on the radar, and we've talked to several people in terms of his potential and his ability. What we're hearing, it's a possibility that he's a high pick.
Did leave any kind of impression yesterday? They had the last kind of word about the relationship.
No, Coach K, we came in, I think Tuesday, Billy Donovan Monday. Yesterday, Coach Izzo, they've been recruiting him since his 8th grade and freshman year. So they've all had relationships with him through the recruiting process.
Coach K started like sophomore, right? About when he's
pretty much going into sophomore year. Because, he did an unofficial visit to Duke. And, they've had relationships, especially when they start making phone calls.
Right, and I remember talking to you a couple of years ago about the first phone call. And just, how you already handled it so, even for a 15-year-old kid.
Yes, he's very respectful of all the coaches, but he's not overwhelmed or awed by a lot of the coaches per se. Because, he feels like they're good at what they do and they're human beings.
It must be tough to be able to call a coach, you know what I mean? To call a Tom Izzo and to say, no, how did he handle it?
He handled it real well. It's just one of those things. Life still goes on, and I think the relationships he's had with these coaches, he's going to continue to probably have those kind of relationships. Just unfortunate, he had to make a decision and just go to one school.
The attention he gets, obviously, is people don't notice. But if you guys ever get worried that there's too much attention, too much distractions, him wanting to play that first game before he was ready, things like that.
Yeah, he just loved the game, had passion, and he really respects the fans. I think like an hour or two before the game that he played on December 1st, he told his coach he wanted to play, so we had to bring his uniform. So he went from the booth to the court.
Did you worry at all about the attention of him?
No, he handles a lot. He always tell us as parents, don't you guys get caught up in this. So I'm sure you've seen his poise, his demeanor. I mean, he's been under that since 4th or 5th grade. A lot of the attention he's been getting, he's handling it well.
Sonny, you mentioned kind of clashing with Brandon also with the idea that maybe it'll be different to play again. Was that a big factor in your mind as well?
No, not really. He looks up to the older guy. Even when Steve Taylor was here, and he's older than Jabari, he's always looked up to the guys in front of him. He really respected them a whole lot. Now, as he being a senior, he wanted to take a more of a leadership role. but he always, with the guys in front of him, he gives them a lot of respect.
Talked about his two visits. He said that he didn't really the worst of his visits. Did he talk to you about that at all?
No, he visited Duke before, unofficial visit, and then this time, and all the visits was a real good visit overall. And hopefully, the way it is when you visit, a lot of times things can change, in terms of your visit. But he felt comfortable in his decision of choosing Duke long term.
It seems like so many top prospects like your sons go to Kentucky these days. They weren't even considered. Was there anything specifically about the school that allowed it to not even be in the top 5?
He likes Kentucky, Coach Calipari. He visited Kentucky before. But, he has to feel comfortable with the type of program, the school, the overall. I think it's a lot in terms of him going to a particular school like a Kentucky or like a high-profile school. I mean, Duke, they do some good things. It's a smaller school. Coach K and all the coaches. I think he had to feel comfortable where he wanted to go in terms of.
And Michigan State is obviously the closest of his 5, but does that even matter these days with so much television coverage and all non-conference?
We can drive to Michigan State in 3 hours, but we can get on the plane and get to Duke in less than 2 hours. So, it depends. Sometimes, it helps to be close to home. The way things are now, it's good that we can get there in a short period of time. So it wasn't really a factor.